Tonight, two more shock jocks off the air because of vulgar, racist, and sexist language. We're bringing this story out in the open tonight because they work for CBS, the same company that fired Don Imus less than 2 weeks ago for his offensive language. This time, the target of the insults were Asians, and CBS let the insults air twice before yanking the jocks off the air. Let's go straight back to tonight's Out in the Open panel. Rachel Maddow, Niger Innes, Roland Martin. All right, we know this was a radio comedy show, a show that routinely made fun of Asian Americans. Why are they going to get suspended now? And why did CBS air this particular program, which people find vile, twice?
Because you guys didn't expose it like you are now. And the fact that you have now, in this era, in this atmosphere that exists, there's no way these guys can survive it. You know.
So you were insulted by this language?
It was a little offensive.
You didn't get the joke. There was no joke.
I didn't get the joke. It was offensive to me. But I have to also say, though, to balance things, I'm a little bit apprehensive about this era that we're in. And I'm a little nervous about when is it going to cross the line to political speech that you don't find, that you don't agree with, and when are people going to start protesting that? That's what I'm waiting for.
You got Rachel laughing.
You're the guy who's just screaming about the entertainment industrial complex, and now we need to crack down on people's bad language and music, and now we need to worry about the free speech rights now that it's racist speech.
Are you concerned there's a slippery slope here?
Well, listen, I'm a radio host, and I play with this line every single day. It's an occupational hazard of being a radio host. You have free speech rights as a citizen. You do not have a right to be broadcast to America or to any media market. And if your stock in trade, if the way you get ratings and the way you entertain people is by playing with how offensive you can be without getting fired...
Well, that's what these guys have done for years.
That's what these guys have done, and they will get hired by somebody else, and they will get fired from there, and they will get hired by somebody else, and they will get fired from there. That's what this term of radio is.
You're talking about the reality. Do you think that's right? Or do you think these guys should just be fired and never be hired again?
Am I disgusted as an American that what we find amusing as a people is utterly mean, viciously nasty humor that puts other people down in a racist and sexist way? Yes. Do I think there are free speech implications for this? No.
All right, Roland, you do a radio show too. Were you insulted by this?
Well, I mean, obviously, first of all, it wasn't that funny, and so they were making fun of them. That's what shock jocks do. That's, I mean, as Michael Harris said, this is why they get hired. Look, they were suspended because they were stupid. Okay, they were dumb. In this climate, you don't do it. After Janet Jackson, her boob came out, you didn't see anybody acting a fool on the Grammys, any award show, because everybody was on high alert. And then what happens is, everybody calms down, it gets relaxed. You're going to see a time when shock jocks are able to push the envelope to continue to do it. Right now, in the wake of Don Imus, they're not going to be able to do it.
Niger is very concerned about that envelope being pushed and pushed further. At the same time, this criticism grows, and how ultimately you might get someone to try to censor what people consider offensive political speech.
They already try to do that. They already try to do it, Paul. And the bottom line is, it's a matter of platform, okay? That's the difference. These guys are shock jock. Like I said before, Don Imus was no longer a shock jock. He had crossed the line to more of the establishment kind of guy. That's what you have. We look at entertainment different. When we see Denzel Washington on the screen and he says ho, we don't go, oh my God, Denzel Washington called a woman a ho. No, it's like he was acting. When we see a comedian on stage, we hear a shock jock, we hear a radio talk show host who's in politics.
You know what the problem
People
with that,
understand
Roland?
the different levels. That's the whole key.
The problem with that, Roland, is that there is now a real thin line between entertainment and politics. You said it, P. Diddy did a Get Out the Vote campaign.
Very true.
People like Russell Simmons used 50 Cent, an unrepentant drug dealer, and Eminem to actually inspire people out to vote. So these guys entertainment actually now leverages political power.
The lovely lady gets the last word tonight. Rachel Maddow, 10 seconds.
Standards of offensiveness evolve over time. People who play with that line of what's too offensive are playing with fire all the time. It's an occupational hazard.
Niger Innes, Rachel Maddow, Roland Martin, thanks.